Welcome back, it's me Lou, and I'm here again for another action figure unboxing and review. And today we are looking at this Marvel Legends Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and we have Wenwu. So, in a previous video, it was a double feature. I reviewed the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of Shang-Chi and also the more traditional comic book inspired Shang-Chi action figure. And I thought I'm a big fan of the comic book inspired one. If you watch that video, I gush over that figure. It's awesome. It's everything I think Shang-Chi should look like. Whereas the Marvel Cinematic Universe figure, it's a great figure. It's an okay figure, but for me it just kind of felt a little bit short. Doesn't have a lot of flair as some of the other characters in terms of their design and look, which explains why I think that figure is just kind of like peg warming and sitting on the shelves at Targets and Walmarts. Even though it's the main character of the film, unless he has another costume, that figure just looks kind of plain. Whereas this guy screams excitement. And I'm looking forward to taking a look at him. Here's some nice artwork. We have a nice character portrait. Nice shot of him again. He's all about power. It looks like he has the 10 rings. So, Wenwu. Shang-Chi's father, Wenwu, is the feared leader of the Ten Rings organization, which has lurked in the shadows of the MCU since the very beginning. So yeah, so this is Shang-Chi's father, Wenwu, and I forgot all about this, but my brother reminded me. He says that, I think it might have been in the first Iron Man movie, which is super old by now. I think it's like over 10 years old, or maybe 10 years old. You can actually see the markings of the 10 rings, like in the cave, I think. I might be wrong on that, but there's even reference to it in the first Iron Man movie. Yeah. And here we have the rest of the figures in the wave. You get them all and you can build Mr. Hyde. There's Shang-Chi. I reviewed this figure. Check it out. There's Wenwu, which is this dude. There's Xialing. She's hard to find. I've never seen her in the stores. There's Death Dealer. This guy looks badass. I saw him in the stores and I passed up on him. I should have bought him. But I think I bought another toy at the time and I had to wait out which one I wanted more. But I've only seen him once and I never saw him again. Civil Warrior. I reviewed him not too long ago. Check that out. I love that figure. Tony Stark AI, I also reviewed this. It's a great figure, especially if you need a more classic looking Iron Man. Grab it. So yeah, we have Wenwu, Shang-Chi's father, and let's take a look at this guy. Whoops. Okay, first impressions. All right, I'm kind of stoked. All right, I'm Asian American. I'm Filipino, and it's kind of cool for me to get me some other, get some Asian representation in my action figure collection. This guy, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of maybe like an uncle or something like that. And in some ways, if I gave him glasses, he might look like my late father. God bless his soul. But it's a beautiful figure. I love the armor. I love the fact that he comes with all these different hands. His accessories look cool. I was kind of thrown off. I'm not sure. Is this giant staff, is this for him or is this for the Build-A-Figure? I think it's for the Build-A-Figure. Let me take a look real quick. Okay, so I thought this giant staff here was like a weapon for this guy. And I'm like, man, that's so cool. They gave him the hook sword and this giant staff. But the giant staff is for Mr. Hyde. Okay, I'm handling it, and I'm really liking this figure a lot. So everything that the Shang-Chi figure does wrong, this guy does right. His costume design is a lot better. This looks more like a kick-ass warrior. I hate the Marvel Cinematic Universe Shang-Chi design. It looks, I think it's kind of very loosely based off one of the more recent iterations of the comic book character, but I'm just not fond of that design. It looks very plain. Every time I look at it, I'm like, he looks like a waiter from like one of my favorite Chinese restaurants in the neighborhood. I could say that I'm Asian. I gotta remind you that. So don't think this is like a hate thing. There's me, very Asian boy at a very young age with Captain America. So I think I get a pass card on some of the stuff I say. But I'll try to keep this. I don't know. If you've seen my videos, I don't have a script. I don't have an outline. It's kind of say what I feel. Yeah, this could easily pass as one of my uncles. Or if I got glasses, like a younger version of my dad, my late dad. God bless his soul. I like the color scheme. I like the blue on this guy. You know, if you really want to, if you never saw the movie and you need figures to build up like your Mortal Kombat figures, you can easily say this guy belongs to like the clan. What is it? The Lin Kui. That's like the clan Sub-Zero belongs to because of the blue. And maybe, I know the scale's different, but maybe kind of fudge them. Yeah, the scale's a lot different. I was going to say maybe like kind of fudge them. No, the scale's not that bad. You can kind of fudge them into the Mortal Kombat line. If you get a bunch of these, you can say maybe they're like the Order of Light, or he's one of the clan members that belong to like Sub-Zero. Not that I'm trying to draw an Asian stereotype saying that this guy belongs with the other martial artists. Reminder, I am Asian. Right there, little Asian boy. So yeah, this guy's dope. I love the sculpting is beautiful. There's a really nice micro texture on his uniform. The patterning on the armor is beautiful. I'm a big fan of especially like ancient Asian armors. I went to Las Vegas. Before the pandemic, I used to frequent Las Vegas often, and I think it's at the which hotel is that? I think it's the Bellagio. The Bellagio. They always hold these art exhibits, and one time they were like showcasing Asian armor, and I remember I love that stuff. I remember just being in there for maybe like we were there. Might have been there for like 2 hours, just taking a look at all the different Asian armor designs. And I remember when the Tom Cruise movie The Last Samurai came out, I just loved that. I bought the making of art book for that film, and I got a kick just looking at all the different armors they made for that movie. And growing up, especially in my teenage and college years, I loved martial arts films, especially stuff that's coming out of like Hong Kong. And that's such a big part of my life for a while, because I go to the comic book conventions, and there's the tape traders, and I'd always be trying to get the anime that's not out in the U.S. yet, and I'd be hunting down like Jackie Chan films or like Jet Li films, Donnie Yen, and I was kind of into the wire fu stuff and the stunt stuff. So anything that kind of brings me back to that period of my life, especially anything that has to deal with like Asian culture and the warrior spirit of that, I'm all over that. I mean, partially because I am Asian. I have some Chinese heritage. My great grandmother was Chinese, so I do have an appreciation for this kind of stuff. This is a cool guy. I like it a lot. So yeah, so everything the Shang-Chi figure does wrong, this one does right. If I had to rate this guy numerically, probably an 8. He's definitely not a 7. A lot of care and thought went into the design of this character. A lot of care and thought went into the sculpting. Like, I'm not sure if I think they digitally sculpt these toys nowadays. It's not like back in the day. Beautiful, beautiful pattern on this kind of like flowing, was it skirt? Just like his, I forgot the technical. I used to know like the technical terms of the different parts of like Asian armor, but It escapes me right now. His boots, though, look kind of like... they look like wrestling boots. Or like army boots or something. I don't know. This would be a great figure, and honestly, if you bought a bunch of these and just kit bash it, you know, you can make a whole like army of like assassins and warriors. It's cool. Really nice figure. I'm liking this a lot. Unfortunately, I don't have my Shang-Chi figure with me. I put him back in the box and on the wall. This guy, though, is going to go in my bin of Marvel Legends. Here's a Thor, just for size comparison. Thor is the Thunder God. He towers over a lot of the other Marvel Legends figs. So we have Iron Man. And then we have Captain America, Steve Rogers. So, I haven't seen this movie yet. I'm excited about it. Saw the trailer. It looks really cool. Yeah, I'm hoping this next phase of Marvel movies takes a different direction. All these, I don't know, what the MCU has been around for like, what, maybe like 11, 12 years by now. And I'm just hoping that, you know, they break new ground and explore different things and take risks. You know, whether it is with the storytelling or the characters or the costumes. But yeah, this is a great figure. I highly recommend it. You know, if you need to build up your MCU, or if you're excited about the new movie coming out, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, you know, get these figures. It's, you know, it kind of saddens me that Shang-Chi, the titular character of the film, is this kind of peg-warming, but the figure's not as exciting as this one. So get this. Once again, my name is Lou. Thank you for dropping by. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you spend a couple of minutes a day to check out my videos. I know sometimes they could drag on too long. This one's a little bit shorter. It's under 15 minutes. It's not one of those videos where, you know, you think it's only going to be like 10 minutes long, and next thing you know, like, it's nighttime. But I appreciate it. Come by and hang out with me anytime. And I'll talk to you later. Take care.